Hello, it's Leslie here. Today I decided to make a video about Russian names. When you're watching this Russian television series, you often encounter a bunch of different names for the same person. I originally found this a bit confusing, so I decided to make a video about it. If you think about it, we have a similar situation in English. We do have short names. For example, Elizabeth might become Lisa or Lisa, or even, you might call someone like that Betty. That's where the name comes from. We have word like Dick, comes from Richard. Johnny Walker, the original name is John. Now, so I'm going to talk about some of the short form names. Now, some of these are kind of like short ones, and some are what are called diminutive. Diminutive just sort of means adding the little suffix on the end. So there's some overlap. I'm not an expert on this, but anyway, let's get started. So I'll cover, let's get started. So Maria becomes Masha. Daria becomes Dasha. Alexander, Sasha. Pavel, Pasha. Yakov, which I think comes from Jacob, Yasha. Now, they're not all in Asha. I'll just put them that way to start with. So, I'll do most of the men first. Dmitry, Dima. So this is what first confused me, because I'm watching that kitchen show and the owner of the restaurant is Dmitry, and then all of a sudden everyone's calling him Dima, and I got confused. So, Mikhail, Misha. Grigory, Grisha. Alexei, Lyosha. Nikolai becomes Nika or Kolya. Now, there's a lot of alternate versions for diminutives and like double diminutives, where the extra affectionate and everything. But I'm just covering the main ones, the most popular names, and the ones that I see the most in the television, that series that I see. Alexei, Alyosha. It's not that easy to say, Alyosha. Okay. So, and now on to some more. Ivan. Now, these are more like diminutives, I think. But anyway. Ivan is often Vanya. Konstantin, Kostya. I keep remembering the kitchen series there, Kostya. Anyway. Victor, Vitya, Sergei, Senya, Vitaly, Vitya, Vasily, Vasya, Boris, Borya, Dada, Borya in the kitchen series, remember? So, well, maybe not kitchen, the other one. Okay, Maxim, Max. And there's another one, Evgeny or Evgenia. I think it's Eugene in English. Evgenia is both like the male and the female. That would become Zhenya. So Zhenya is like the short diminutive form for both Evgeny and Evgenia. All right. And now on to the women. And I did men first. I don't know why. Doesn't mean I prefer men. I actually like women better. Right. So, now to the women's names. Tatiana becomes like Tanya. Now, they don't always become what I'm saying, but these are just some of the most popular ones, right? It's just easier for me to explain it this way. And Anastasia, I'll just say a few things. Anastasia in Russian seems to be pronounced Anastasia. 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 It's not Anastasia. But anyway, Anastasia becomes Nastya. Nastya, I like the name Anastasia. I think it's nice. I also like Tatiana, by the way. Svetlana becomes Sveta. Ludmila, they just sort of cut the end off and it becomes Mila. Like if you're watching that, Sodержанки, one of my favorite characters is Mila. Christina is Tina. Nadezhda, which means hope, like hope, this is the word hope. Nadezhda becomes Nadia. Natalia, it would be Natasha. Snezhana becomes Jana. Now, I should also say I've got written here Maria Marina, because I mentioned it before, Maria is Masha. But I'm not sure about this. Maybe Russians can correct me. But I've seen it because I did a bit of looking around on about 10 different websites to make this list. Masha, like Marina, doesn't really have a diminutive or short form Marina, but I have seen Masha for Marina. Who knows? Right. Olga, which is, I think, from Helga, is Olga becomes Olya. Antonina, yeah, I don't get that back to that one. Margarita, which is probably not a Russian name, but Margarita would be Rita. Rita. Let's see, what else? Victoria would become Vika. Vika. Veronica, which I've heard it pronounced Veronica. Veronica. Well, it's just the one. Well, anyway, Veronica is Nika. Nika. And let's see, where else was I? Back to here. Now, continuing on, Antonina would be Tonya. Olga, Olya. Let's have a look. Valentina, Valya. Well, it's not as popular. Okay, Yekaterina, which would be like Catherine. Yekaterina, Catherine is Katya. Katya. Sophia, Sophia would be Sonia. Anna becomes Anya. Galina becomes Galia. Elvira becomes Elia. And lastly, Xenia, like Xenia, Xenia on a top. If you're a Bond fan, Xenia on a top. Xenia would become Senya. Now, one of my favorite names is Oksana, which is actually, I found out today, which is Oksana is the Ukrainian form of Xenia. And Oksana would become Ksana or Sana, but I actually prefer Oksana. So, so my favorite names are actually probably Anastasia, Ksenia, and even like Elvira. Anyway, so there you have it. I hope that's some help for you. I was a little bit confused at first because often in characters in series they're introduced by their full name or their their first name and then the second name, the what do you call it, the otchestva, the like if it's a woman, and then they'll be introduced by like this double-barreled name, like it might be, well, I can't think right now, but the Russian, the women's names usually end in Ovna, and the male second names would end in ich, like Ivanovich, and the Russian one would be Ivanova or something like that, Ovna. So, but then in the series, so they'll be introduced with this long name, and then they're referred to as these other short names, which I find confusing, or found confusing enough. I'm not actually that good with faces, so I go off names a lot. And anyway, so there's my list of Russian short and or diminutive names. I'm not sure what's the difference between a short one or a diminutive one, really, but this is what I've seen that happens. Okay, well, that's all I have time for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.